Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Scotty. Happy birthday to me. Let's talk about happy birthday to me. Oh, where do I begin with this thing? Well, it's a slasher film from 1981, and those older slashers, I'm not sure. I've never been really in like older, like Friday the 13th. The first Friday the 13th movie is kind of meh for me. If you see my ranking, you know what it is. And the first Halloween movie I think is okay. It's a slow burn, but it's okay. This one, 1981, is about a girl named Ginny, and she gets in a car accident, and she suffers memory loss. Her friends then start to die, and she starts to believe that she is the one behind the deaths. You get this kebab kill, and actually it's not this actor that gets the kebab, it's the guy, him, you see him there? He was Shia LaBeouf's dad in Disturbia, and he was in like maybe one of the Transformers, and like what's the other one? X-Men in the First Class, I think it was. But yeah, he's just, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, wait a minute, is that the same guy? So I had to look it up. Yeah, it's him. He just has a lot of hair, where, now he doesn't have barely any, but he has big curly hair. And he's actually the one that gets the skewer. And so, this actor here actually doesn't get the skewer. But, so yeah, she's seeing this therapist, and she's constantly thinking she's the one killing her friends. And there's a lot of red herrings in this movie where they think it's like this guy or the nerd guy, because there's a scene where Ginny and her friend walk in on this guy's art studio or something, and there's a severed head of their friend that's been missing. And it's not a severed head, it's an art project. And then they had this guy buried something in the dirt, and so they go to uncover it, and it's just like a fake skeleton, so it was a prank. And this, let me just tell you about the score in this. It's a good score. It's a nice operatic score, very good. And I like the graininess of this. It fits the entire screen. And I like older movies the way that it's grained, so it's kind of like I'm actually watching a VHS. So yeah, I kind of like that. There's twists halfway through this film. They just show you that it's Ginny committing the murders. When the nerd guy she's standing by her mom's grave, and the nerd guy comes to talk to her, and she turns around, stabs him with a knife. And then from then on in, you just see her killing people. She skewers him. Or not him, but the other guy in the face, and she's killing people. And it's confusing. The reveal, which wasn't going to be the reveal, originally, the original ending had her, Ginny, being the actual killer, but they decided to write in an affair storyline where, what was it? Ginny's dad was having an affair with Anne's mom, and Anne is her friend or something. And it turns out she's secretly her sister. And there's like this whole thing where the dad shows up, and she kills the dad, and then because they have it set up, and it's really weird, and it makes me question the ending completely too. You got the dad showing up at the cottage, because there's this whole flashback scene that makes it point directly to, and I think maybe it was something left in, but it was something, it makes it point straight to Ginny, is a year earlier, she's had a birthday party and no one showed up. And so, the mom and her drove to Anne's house, because they all went to Anne's house for a party. And she's like, starts yelling about, covering up stuff or something. And that's where you first hit, like, something's going on here. And then it's revealed when the dad shows up at the cottage for this year's birthday, she sees, and what I did there, that Ginny comes out with a cake, singing happy birthday to me, and all the friends are dead around the table, and then she kills her dad. And then there's this, now for you, and she goes over to this other body and lifts it up and uncovers the hair, and it's Ginny. And it's like reversed, because Ginny's wearing blue, and the real Ginny's wearing the blue, and she takes that off to reveal the same white dress that she's wearing, and then she goes to kill Ginny and to make it look like a murder-suicide. And Ginny wakes up, because Ginny frequently has these flashbacks, and I'll explain that in a minute, but Ginny fights her and rips off a latex mask, reveals it to be Anne. And Anne reveals what she's been doing throughout the entire movie. Ginny has had this accident. Like at the beginning of the movie, we see she has an automobile accident. And she's been having these blackouts throughout the film, and she thinks that she's been committing these murders. And it's revealed that Anne has been knocking her out with chloroform, and she's been forgetting everything that's been going on. And then Anne has been coming in dressed to look like Ginny and killing people. And now she's wearing the blue dress that Ginny was wearing when they made it look like it was her at the table. Now, Anne is she's barely in the film, so it's kind of a weird twist. And that makes you think that it was a last minute twist that they had on there. But when they reveal that it was Ginny halfway through the film and they do that, it kind of makes sense. But, And then there's something that made me question the ending of this. Was, there's a scuffle and Ginny actually kills Anne. And Anne falls down and a cop walks in and sees her holding the knife and asks, "What have you done?" Now it makes me think, did Anne actually commit the murders? Or was this whole thing, this whole plot, in her head as a result of the trauma from the car accident? Because they showed earlier in the film that she had to have a brain surgery. So what if that affected her brain? Which it would. And maybe she, dreamed up this whole subplot with Anne. Maybe she was committing the murders the whole time. Who knows? Maybe because, she sees a flashback that she sees that her mom is yelling about something that happened between her and Anne's family. So maybe she just put connected the dots in her head and came up with an affair. You never know. Because we see the flashbacks. These guys that she hangs out with, not even her friends. And all of a sudden, they're like best friends. Like a year later, all hanging out together and stuff. What if that's in her head too? Well, this whole movie has been in her head the entire time. She's just been getting revenge because she had a trauma or something. I don't know. It's just a thought. But it's a decent film. I wouldn't say it's one of the... I hear this is an underrated slasher, and I guess I have to agree it's decent. But I was confused for most of the run. And even the ending was still confusing for me. But I'm going to give it a 7. Because it's decent. But I'm a big slasher fan myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a list of my top 10 favorite slasher movies. And then I'll present it to you. Spoiler alert. This probably won't be on it. It's probably an honorable mention if I'm being honest, because it's decent, but it's not one of my favorites. But yeah, we'll get to that when I get to it. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Happy Birthday to Me? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy birthday to me. Trying to do the big thing, and I can't do it with me when they do toy or whatever. Just bleh.